Welcome back to another edition of the DaBearsBeat Film Room. This is Lorin Cox, as always, with Philitoshin. Hopefully, if you're watching this video, then you've already seen the first part of this, which we took a look at the first drive of the first team defense against the Dolphins, where Ryan Tannehill and company drove down about 17 plays on them and scored a touchdown. We went through quite a few of those to kind of give you a better idea of who struggled individually that led to the team failure as a whole on that drive. Brock Vereen in particular looked pretty poor, as well as Kyle Fuller and Christian Jones made some mistakes. We took a look at Shea McClellan making a few plays and also, getting caught a little bit here and there too. Pernell McPhee in particular got caught in one play, so there's a lot of really good stuff in that one. We recorded both of these videos at the same time, but we felt as though that video was going on long enough as it was, so we split it up into two. So if you haven't checked that one out, be sure to do that because there's a lot of great stuff in here. But now in this one, we're going to take a look at some of the second and third team players and their performances to see how they did individually. We may not go as in depth on one straight drive like we did in the first video, but I think this will be a little bit of a broader view, maybe get into some offense a little more and kind of show you some of the guys that stood out and what they did to stand out. So, like I said, back with Philitoshin, let's jump right into the analysis. On this play, this is going to be the one where Alois Jean gets burned over top, and I think it's important to highlight too, not only that this is a really good throw and catch, but it's also, I don't think this is entirely Alois Jean's fault. Previous play, Alois Jean gets called for the defensive holding, gets a little bit of jersey, and then on this play, they go right back against him and throw it deep. It's a great ball from McLeod Bethel Thompson, just over top. It makes a great catch too. But I want to get your opinion on how much fault you give to Alois Jean because I'm pretty sure he should have had some safety help here that he was expecting, and then he gets beat. He gets beat inside and kind of is willing to give up a little bit of inside position. But if Adrian Amos is a little bit closer, then maybe he has a little bit of help. And I think that Mundy didn't give him much help on the inside initially.
I don't know what Mundy's responsibility was on this call. To look at it again, I mean,
yeah, he goes into the flat, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like they're playing 3 deep again.
He's gonna go here. Oops. Well, there.
There must be a tight end there. That's what it is.
Yeah, must be.
He's playing quarters coverage here, I think.
I think it might be cover 3, but I'm not sure.
Let's see this again.
He's gonna go there. See, the linebacker should be on those crossing routes underneath. So
this is definitely a zone scheme here.
But then Mundy breaks on this flat, and that just leaves Alois Jean with no help inside. And it still takes a great throw and a great catch with Louis Jean right in his hip. It has to extend for it. So I wouldn't blame Amos much there, but
it's not Amos. This is cover 3. Looking at it, and he's got to be deeper than the deepest. He actually squares up to make the play with the ball. It's a good throw and a great catch.
Yeah, if you're Alois Jean, there's not a lot more you can do. I mean, you could be another step closer to him, sure, if you're a little bit of a faster corner. But when Mundy breaks down there, and I don't know if he was expecting to have Mundy's help a little bit on the inside. I would assume not if they're in a true cover 3, like you mentioned. But I mean, he's step for step with him. There's a space. There's like a yard of space in between them, but he has to fully extend for that ball. And Louis Jean ends up getting blamed for a big completion when, I mean, it was pretty good coverage.
Well, he definitely got beat there.
He got beat, but I mean, if there's an inch more on that ball or an inch less, I don't think he makes that play.
Do they give another replay of it?
Yes, we do get. No, we don't get a replay. I'm sorry.
All right, so let's just watch through this. Louis Jean has cover 3. He's in a back pedal. Right when this guy makes his break to the post, see how he's outside plant inside? Now he's got to turn and run with him. Okay? So look, they're even right there. His head's on the ball, Louis Jean. Now he gave up. Now he's going to just play the guy. See?
Yeah, he's it's like he slows up a little bit.
Yeah, he knew he got beat there, and he went to play the guy. So it was just early in the route in the stem. Once that guy makes that outside move and then goes to the post, now Louis Jean has to be a sprinter. He's got his his head on the swivel. He sees the ball and he just gets beat.
Yeah, see right here, he's right with him. But then the receiver goes more upfield a little bit, and then Louis Jean kind of keeps going a little bit more flat, and I think that's where you start to see the separation.
And he's got his head on the football too. That's good. Right there, he's good. Keep running through. Jump through.
He just took his head off the ball.
Exactly. Where's the receiver? His head is on the football and he's concentrating. Louis Jean should sprint through this guy and rape down on his arms. But he ends up playing his back.
See, I wonder if I'm a veteran cornerback in Louis Jean's position on this play, and it's interesting they point out there too that Louis Jean is 21 years old. He's still very young and raw. I mean, he's definitely younger than Kyle Fuller, and he's probably one of the younger corners on the roster. I mean, he's probably the same age as a lot of these undrafted free agents. But if you're a veteran corner here, and you're looking up at the ball here, you know the guy's just going deep. Do you think about just keep your eyes on the ball and just keep running straight, run into the receiver,
Absolutely,
and just knock him down on purpose? But as long as you're looking at the ball, it's not pass interference. Just keep looking at the ball, keep running.
He's in perfect position till there. Keep running with your head on the ball. He can even jump and make a play, but my coach, if you're looking at someone's back, they're running for a touchdown. That's what he did. And, he's young. He's learning. He's got so much potential. And because of that play, it's not going to cost him a roster spot, in my opinion.
I agree. Moving back to the special teams is a play that you specifically pointed out to me, Phil. You told me to be on the lookout for it, and as soon as I saw it, I knew exactly this was the play you're talking about. It all starts with this guy right here.
This is how you make football teams, guys. This is on the tape. Who wants it? It's present. It's redundant. The coaches are constant. Who wants to be on this football team? If you're a low-end receiver, how are you going to make it? You're going to make it on special. And this play, it popped out to me when I was watching it over again. Just let it run.
And after we went run, I want to get your opinion on whether he made the right decision here, whether if that was his responsibility or not, because I wasn't sure if he was supposed to stay where he was headed or if he made the right decision by blowing up the block. So you're gonna lose him here with the camera. I believe he's gonna just barely go out of shot when they zoom in on the kick returner. But already you can see Josh Bellamy there, looking at the guys coming downfield, and he's already cutting in. And he sees somebody gunning down, and he's just gonna let him know. And it does not look nearly as glorious in slow motion. So I hope the fast motion here won't be too jumpy.
I really honestly think he was given a number by the special teams coordinator.
Boom!
You are going to get that guy.
Do you think so? Because he strays inside so far. Like that was what jumped out right away, is that you think he was told, Bellamy, this guy's yours, blow him up?
Yeah, he's probably got middleman, is my guess, and he knows the number is 85, whatever the hell it is, and this guy's very athletic, and obviously
he's got his eyes on him the whole time.
He's a physical player. So this is probably called middle return. They're obviously not trying to set up to run outside. So he's going in, he's going to pick off the gunner.
I think you're totally right, because you look at this guy, he's looking down there, he's looking down there, down there, down there, down there. But Josh Bellamy, Where is that SOB I gotta take out on this play? Who's the bounty on this play? He's looking. See, now the other guys are turning back, but he's got his eyes on a guy, and he's just making a beeline for him. And then you can kind of see 83 enter the frame here. He has no idea. I mean, he's just coming straight down. He doesn't even see Josh Bellamy, and it's just
Mind
gonna.
you, the other thing is 83 is the first guy down. So this right here, and I'm sure, and we'll notice one of these upbacks because you got Washington, and I don't know who the other one is.
I think it might be Bear Pasco, but I can't tell.
I think it is Bear Pasco. He's coming out and it's gonna block this out. See how they're already.
Boom! Bellamy just goes into the air too. But yeah, they're already splitting, so then
So Pasco is gonna kick out this outside guy.
He's gonna
And
grab
Washington
this
has
guy.
35. They should have a better return than this, to be honest. It looks perfectly blocked.
At least to start. But then right here you can see that Lattimore, I believe that's Blake Annan, who they just kind of ran into each other.
Oh.
Yeah, they just kind of get bumped into each other. He pushes down Annan.
Oh my God, Didi.
That's why you got cut, rookie. Or not rookie, but that's why you got cut. I think Perry makes the wrong read.
Perry should be hitting it so hard right there. He ends up waiting.
He does all right, but then Lattimore keeps kind of running into guys here.
God, Lattimore doing the Olay block.
Yeah, let's look at Perry's reads again here, because I think he doesn't absolutely ruin it, but I think he takes fewer yards than he maybe needed to. Catches it. Is that Daniel Thomas? Is his fullback blocker back there? The kickoff
so.
fullback?
Did he get cut today too?
Daniel Thomas?
Yeah.
Not that I saw, but I might have missed something.
Someone's tweeted out he was cut.
So right here, I mean, obviously he's reading down this way, but do you think he should go here?
I think he should go towards the 20. He's going to press that hole because he's got the two blockers going with him.
But then Washington loses the position inside here, which is going to take him.
Yeah, that's Daniel Thomas. Now he still has the crease.
Do you think he doesn't do his blockers a favor because he takes a few more steps out here before cutting inside? Do you think that makes it more difficult on his blockers, especially Pasco here, to try and keep the line or the cover outside?
No, he does a good job. He should just plant on the next step and go.
But then you've already got Thomas losing here, which makes, I mean, he bursts through just fine. That's all right.
I mean, you can't really downgrade him for that. The
Yeah.
kid's got some good speed. That's his best asset.
But then here you got the Olay block.
Yeah.
And I think you got to try and make a better effort to get out this way. I mean, obviously he's going at full speed, so it's easy to pause it and say, hey, you need to completely change directions on a dime. But, I mean, if this is going to keep going that way.
The best ones naturally have this. He could bounce to the right and get out into the open and cut back, or he could bounce inside and get behind Annan in them. But
he kind of just keeps going straight because he can't bounce that well.
Yeah.
His momentum gets slowed up here, and then he gets caught from behind. But Annan and John Timu are both still blocking 48 and 49 here, all the way to the end. John Timu goes to the whistle. He just hands right in the face of 36 here on the Dolphins.
Timu really showed me a lot this game of the fire and passion that you want at that position. So he's going to be interesting next week to see him against the Indianapolis Colts. So he's one guy I think we're going to focus on because Lattimore getting cut really sent a message to that group.
Turning back to the defense once again, I know we have yet to do any offense, and I promise we will get to some plays on offense. But I think there was a lot more to learn from the defense in this game than the offense, just because, you know, on offense it was a lot of check downs, it was a lot of just easy reads against soft coverage, and whereas on defense you can kind of get a better idea of some tighter battles compared to the offense where we kind of know the offensive line. The running back battle we we'll get into a few runs, and then that'll be a place of learning. But we kind of know the tight ends based on how much they saw the field, and we kind of know at least some of the wide receivers. So I thought there was a lot more to learn from the defense. So that's why we're doing a little bit more of a focus there. But here we're gonna focus on one of the defensive players that really stood out, that had a pretty big game, and a lot of people have been talking about him ever since, is Will Sutton. He's going to be lined up at the end position here, and I think the important thing to notice, and I noticed this frequently with Will Sutton, is his first step on these plays. It's going to be a zone run, so the guard that he's going against is going to be trying to get to the inside of him and try and get a little bit of a reach block and block him to the outside. And you're going to see Sutton just get the first step, get in between him, and blow this play up in the backfield.
Sutton, if you notice, Sutton is hungry on this play. And when I say that, his head and understanding of football is showcasing on this play.
Wait for it to.
I hate this 10-second.
I know.
But once we get the all 22, we'll be good to go.
Yeah, once in the regular season.
Yeah. This is preseason. They're not giving us the opportunity because when we do our film breakdowns, it'll be very crisp and it'll be from behind so you can see it.
It's preseason for us too. Right there, blows between I believe it's the tight end and the tackle.
Tackle is going to inside release and get on Bostic.
Yeah, so it's actually the tight end that's trying to reach block him.
Yeah, the tight end is going to step down and try to inside release and get on him and try to push him down, but he showcases an awareness and also quickness to diagnose this play, and then showcases the physicality to drop the running back.
So he's going to go here, and it's up to this guy to come across and try and get around Will Sutton and block him that way, but he's not going to do a very good job, and Sutton's going to have the first step to just bolt right in and make a play. Let's see it here again in slow motion. And the slow motion doesn't give very good, it doesn't give much credit to Sutton's first step, but it's very quick. And as you can see, at this point, the handoff is not, and the ball isn't even completely out of the quarterback's hands. Sutton has already won his block. The guard is pulling, the tight end, he's pulling to the other side, but he doesn't even see Sutton. He's going for David Bass, I believe, who's the outside contain on the left. And Sutton just gets his both arms on him while being blocked and drives him, carries the tight end with him to the ground.
And he's trying to strip the ball in the process.
It's just a great play and a great game from Will Sutton. He does this a number of times. And you can see here too, right away, the tight end, or the running back has a difficult read because his front side blocker is already getting stood up here.
Well, this play is definitely designed to go backside.
Yeah, that's his first read, and then you've got him going here.
Yeah, he's supposed to block Bass out, but what Sutton does is he just completely is too quick for that tight end to down block him. So he just destroys the whole play in the backfield. Because you saw this play earlier with Lamar Miller where the whole McPhee roll.
Yeah, it's the same play. Good call.
Play.
Same play. I'm curious to see who's supposed to take contain on this one. Does the safety here? Yeah, safety's gonna step in. So, yeah, that confirms that it was McPhee's contain. But then David Bass does a good job here. Actually, he doesn't. He kind of does get shoved inside, but it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter on that one. The other guy that kind of watching, because I've only watched it twice. This will be my third time with you. I apologize. We had some sick family members, so it's been a rough 4 days. But one of the guys that's kind of surprised me is Dunn in this.
I agree.
He did some things that go unnoticed. When you watch it again, you're like, wait a second. Dunn was the reason why this guy made that play.
Exactly. Forcing cuts, blowing up holes.
Yep. So he's a guy all off season, I'm just gonna say this. Me and you have been very consistent, loud, obnoxious, even of not cutting Sutton out of the equation because he doesn't fit into your 3-4 scheme mindset, people. And the frauds out there will tell you otherwise, but the reality is, it is what it is, and you could see that his confidence is growing.
And another player whose confidence should probably be growing after some of the runs that he made in this game is Kadeem Carey, your
This
guy.
guy,
Yeah, this is your guy. Got an inside zone run here. Safety is gonna make this a difficult play for the defense because he's gonna over pursue to the inside, and then a guy to keep an eye on too eventually as we'll go through this, break it down a little bit step by step is Jay. God, I'll get this right one of these times. Jason Weaver here. He's going to go to the second level and make a nice block. I can't remember which linebacker he makes on, but he's going to make a nice block to help spring Carey a little bit farther. But
he,
he's gonna make a good read, showcase his good vision, and make a
he and
play.
David Dunn are two of the guys that are very, when you watch it again, kind of showcase that they were a part of other success. So definitely run it.
I'll go slow motion here so you can kind of see Carey.
You see the left guard delay, Ducasse. Now this is just run absolute instincts here. You see how he paused in the hole, read it, waited for that block to be made by Weaver, and then gets up to the next level. And look at the the move on the safety.
Yeah, watch this safety here. He's gonna crash in here, and then Carey's just gonna go completely around him. But no, but I mean, you were also talking about the other safety on the
Watch
back
the
end.
other. Well, pause here. I mean, the reason why I'm so high on Carey is this play. It illuminates a couple of things: instincts, vision, and aggression into the next level. He doesn't have to run a 4-4 to be tremendous. And he shows you why. He's patient, he understands everyone's assignment, and he gets up and gets after it. And Pasco does a good job, by the way, too. Watch.
Yeah, you're gonna see yeah, like you said, Ducasse on the delay pull.
Now, you can't run this like this again because then it just is a giveaway. DeCoste is too. See how late he is?
Yeah.
That would be a key for that linebacker to shoot that gap, but he doesn't. So
So yeah, Pascal out here makes a pretty good block to hold this edge and seal the lane.
he creates the lane there.
And then you're gonna see Weaver here come up and block this linebacker, and then Ducasse is gonna go through and block this linebacker, I think outside, and then that's gonna create the hole right in the middle of them for
But watch how
Carey.
Carey pauses in that crease and waits for it to set up.
So there's the first cut to the outside. Pauses, waits for
DeCoste
DeCoste to
and
take that linebacker out, goes through, waits a little bit, and then yeah, then it's off.
now watch the move he puts on the safety. Cruz should be up the field. Wow. Just granted the safety gets him. It's just
Yeah, still.
if Cruz gets out there, and I'm Cruz is another guy. I'm so excited to see him next game because
Yeah, he slows down too much.
if he didn't think that Carey was gonna pop out the hole like that.
Yeah.
If he just went after that safety, it's a touchdown.
Now, sticking with the guy Kadeem Carey a bit later in the quarter, towards the end, they ended up getting a field goal on that drive. Then a couple drives back and forth. Bears end up working their way down in the red zone, all the way to the goal line. Now, this is only a 1 yard run for a touchdown here from Carey, but I think this was a really great illustration of his vision and the way he's able to make a cut and get outside here. Read the, I believe it's a defensive back, maybe a safety, overplaying him a little bit to the inside, gets the stiff arm down and goes. But we'll play this in slow motion, and then I know I think you'll have a lot to say about this run. So his initial hole here, I should mention, is he's just going to go right here. Both tight ends are down blocking across, and he's just supposed to meet these guys and power in for a touchdown. At least that's the way I read it with
Yeah,
the
they're down block, the
with him
guard.
coming across.
This is a guard here.
I think it
This
might be
and
I think that's Dukas, but it could be Charles Leno. I'm not sure.
all right, let's.
It's Dukas.
So Dukas has got to come down, get low. He's awful in this drill.
Yeah, but even still, Carey could still just meet the guy's head on and try and power in for the touchdown. But instead, he's just gonna go around Dukas and still get the touchdown.
Let it run, and we'll come back.
Dukas does not give him a very good block, but it's enough that the safety's off balance. And then a good block by 18. I think that's Meredith. I get Meredith and Lawrence mixed up their numbers,
Lawrence is 18.
Meredith is 81. Got it.
But let's go back and start from the beginning. The whole play could get blown up because let's start with the center here. He gets absolutely pushed back into the play.
Grisou had a terrible, terrible game. Run blocking. I thought he was great in pass blocking, but he got just moved around as a run blocker.
So what he did wrong is immediate. Can you start it one more time from the beginning?
Yeah. He's terrible pad level.
He stands right up. Now he's getting pushed back. This is making the whole play for Carey that much difficult to read. That's why the whole clutter crap right there in the middle.
Yeah, because you can see there where it paused, Grisou is like leaning forward because he got pushed back so much.
Yeah, he really...
A little ridiculous.
This was bad. He has to be low pads, driving. Everyone's down blocking. Now, granted, that nose guard's in an outside shade to the right, so he's shaded.
Or to the left, I think.
His left. Our right.
Grisou's left.
Grisou's left,
Yeah,
correct.
Okay.
So he needs to step with his left foot after snapping with his pads low. That's an easy block. But watch his head. He stands right up, and watch where the line of scrimmage begins.
And Grisou is so, I mean, he's not tiny, but he's such a little guy that he should be getting the better pad level, you know?
Exactly. And it makes it hard.
Stands up.
Yeah.
And he just lets the Dolphins player get underneath him.
No, you lose.
Yeah.
He needed to step with his left foot. He didn't. He stepped with his right or just stood right up. Dukas, now that he's getting pushed back, actually does a pretty good job. But what he should have did was just destroy this defensive back. But he ends up blocking the defensive back's helmet. Watch how he...
Well, and I think he takes a little bit of an outside loop. Like he doesn't stick close to the blockers to try and get into 41 that way. He kind of goes to the outside, and I think that makes it a little more difficult for Carey too. But like you said, it's not a very good block. He's slow and he's reading Dukas's.
Moving slow. Reminds me of Frank O'Meal slow.
Yeah, it looks like he just kind of dives his helmet in there because he thinks Carey's gonna follow him.
And Carey does the smart thing. He gets out of that cluster F.
And look right here, safety's head.
Yeah.
He's not even looking at him.
That's because Dukas's little shindig that he did actually hits him in the helmet.
Yeah.
He does. See?
Yeah, and since now the safety's already fallen down, so he gets an arm on Carey, but he just kind of puts a stiff arm.
Stiff arm.
And then good awareness by Dukas to just get his arms on the guy here. Maybe he gets away with a little bit of a hold, but not. I mean, he's mostly on the inside of the pad, so that's okay. And then, of course, we determined this was Meredith, right?
That is not Meredith.
Lawrence on this outside. I'll continue to get them mixed up. Yeah.
This kid impressed me. I really like his athletic ability. Lawrence.
And then easy touchdown for Carey at that point. Once he gets outside the safety, he just kind of walks in and does I don't remember which dance he does on this one. Because did he just score the one or did he score two? I don't remember. But on one of them he does the Bernie, as the kids call it. I don't think it was this one though. I don't think we get a replay here. Yeah, we do. No, this is a good angle to see.
You're gonna see
Grisou's already standing up. He's already getting higher.
Yeah, watch if he even takes a step. None. You don't see any step.
Yeah, he just
stands
doesn't
up.
drive into him at all. It's just like, I'll just stand up.
Now look what down that is. That's fourth down. that center has to get low and get a step. You know the snap count. Make that happen. The line of scrimmage is in the backfield where he's at. Great job by Zach Miller. Great job by Pasco blocking down.
Good job by Carey selling it too. I mean, he runs right up to the pile before he makes his cut. He doesn't just cut outside right away because I mean he knows he's going off right end. Even if that right end is going to be at the right hashes, he knows he's going to the right side outside. So he could just go straight out, but instead he does a good job selling that inside. So the guys will crash down. Safety here, he'll crash down inside. He'll crash down in, and then that kind of sets up his own cutback to the outside of Dukas.
Ola and Weaver do a great job in this play too. Ola gets down there and takes his man into the
End zone, yeah.
end zone. So
And here's the helmet to helmet. Well, not helmet. Yeah, he does helmet to helmet. Helmet to the face
yep.
mask of the safety from
That
Dukas.
safety actually was going to make a good play, and that
Yeah.
would be a good, interesting. But he gets knocked, and Carey uses a nice stiff arm. Look at the balance and confidence.
Holds the ball out a little bit of showboating. And then covers it back up when the corner comes near him. And then here's I think he does the Bernie here. I'm not sure though. Come on, put the arms down, and there's the Bernie. He's gonna shake him. Yep. There's the Bernie. See, good form on this Bernie here. You can see the arms are gonna dangle down here, but then the head is gonna turn opposite to opposite to the arms. Watch here in slow motion.
Lorin's up to date on all the dance moves.
You know, actually, the Bernie, it's a few years old now. I was a little bit surprised that Carey did it because, and then Ola joins him a little bit, pretty poorly but for a big guy. But no, the Bernie was popular like maybe a year and a half ago. So a little bit late by Carey there. I think that'll cut down his grade with his teammates. But anyway, another play here, going back to the offense. Another player that had a good game. I believe he was Pro Football Focused, highest rated Chicago Bear in this game. I think Will Sutton was number 2 or 3, but this player, particularly because of this play here at 14:28. This will be the interception by Sam Acho. And Phil, you pointed this out to me right away after this play happened. Sam Acho got a lot of help here because of the pressure generated by one Cornelius Washington. Let's run it through one time and then we'll break it down. But watch Cornelius Washington here. He's gonna be the outside rusher here because David Bass is gonna drop back, I believe, and then Cornelius is gonna kind of take the outside, and then John Anderson is gonna cut inside. I know I said I'd let it run, but John Anderson is gonna cut inside, and you'll see from there. And then Sam Acho makes the easy interception.
And that's just relentless pursuit by Washington because his first step is so get off. And you'll see it here.
And I was wrong about Bass. He didn't drop back in coverage, but he does take the right tackle pretty far out wide, which opens it up for Washington. Or sorry, excuse me, the tight end in motion, that's who he takes. And he takes him really far wide. Or no, I lied. Still right tackle. The tight end becomes the backfield blocker. But that step, yeah. He and Sutton get really good first step here.
First step, he's already into that guy's whole body. That guy's, the guard is off balance.
Yeah, he's already bending forward.
Now look, he's also knowing he's not afraid of the run here.
He's got his eye. He looks.
See how he separates, he disengages. Now he's trying to work his upfield shoulder.
And the play here by Anderson is really important to keep an eye on too because he's gonna trip up.
Destroys that guy.
And that destruction there is gonna be enough to also trip up the running back. And then those two tripping up actually trips up the right guard, which prevents him from keeping Cornelius Washington all the way around the outside of the quarterback, which lets Washington have a pretty free run. See here, the guard's trying to keep moving his feet, but he gets tripped up by the fullback and now the running back, and he can't stay with Washington. His feet are stuck, and Washington can just kind of slap his arms away, and then from there, it's a free run to the quarterback. And I believe that Cornelius Washington hits the quarterback's arm, which makes this such an inaccurate throw. I think he gets a piece of him.
Definitely gets a slight piece of that foot. See how it's still there? It disrupts the whole throw of the ball. See how it doesn't release correctly?
It's a little bit of a wobble, and that's why it's so inaccurate. Because on the replay, you'll see it goes right to Sam Acho. I mean, like it looks without Cornelius Washington hitting him, it looks like it's just intended for Sam Acho.
If Cornelius doesn't make this play, this guy's wide open. The quarterback delivers because McManus is off about 4 or 5 yards from the receiver. You'll see it.
Yeah, you'll see it was just a curl route, like the same kind of play that Cal Fuller got beat on earlier, except that the Bears were in zone this time. And then, of course, Acho makes a little run and gets tackled from behind.
Got to score, Sam.
There's a good replay of Cornelius Washington's move here, and it gives you a little closer view of the contact that Washington makes with the quarterback. Hopefully they'll show it here in a minute after he runs around with the ball. Keep pointing, Sam. Put that in your trophy case. So yeah, so here you can already see the guard here, and there's not much he can do. I mean, he cannot get his legs around. So I struggle to blame the guard that much there, and even I think that takes a little bit of credit away from Cornelius Washington in my eyes because it was an easier block to get around. I mean, certainly the moves leading up to that were very impressive by Washington, but at that point his blocker is sort of taken out of the play for him, and then it's just I mean, he did a lot of work to get free to that point, but then it's just a run to the quarterback, and then you can see his big hands gets a little bit onto his arm there, and that's what causes the ball to go straight. And then he finishes with a hit, which is important too. And he didn't just let the quarterback go; he finished it to the ground, and then you'll see it just goes straight to Sam Acho.
And Acho played well too.
A little bit on that arm there, enough to just take some velocity off of that ball, jump up, snag. And he had to jump for that. I mean, it wasn't a super easy play, but it was not going to make it to that receiver. Bugs me that the receiver's number 7, though. It's in college. Now, jumping back to the offense, unless you had anything else from that play, Phil.
Oh.
Jumping back to the offense, I don't want to go into too much detail onto this play because we've already got quite a few plays under our belt here, but Phil, this play here, am I correct in saying that this is a run-pass option that Clausen reads beforehand to pass? And I'll play it back from the beginning here so we make sure we get this. Because I believe that he's got the read before the snap to determine whether or not he wants to run or pass this. Because everyone run blocks left, but the wide receiver 81, that would be Meredith, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Meredith. Okay, got that one right. He's just going to run a slant, and everyone else is going to act like it's a run. But I think right here, Clausen reads the off coverage on the corner on the top of your screen, steps once, turns, and throws. Everyone else is run blocking.
Definitely a run.
But it's a package, so he's got the option to throw. That's the quarterback reads pre-snap. Everyone blocks to run. Even Bellamy blocks to run at the bottom of your screen here. He's just going to kind of go out and block. He's not running a route, but he runs the slant. He plants.
Jimmy
sees that right away.
Clausen's footwork on this is awful too.
Oh yeah, and yeah, he's like struggles, but
that should not have been the read, by the way. I don't know what he.
Well, he's got off coverage. I mean,
I would never have. I'd be all over Jimmy for this. What the hell are you doing in the red zone? Just run the ball.
I think he's got he sees a single deep in the off coverage, so I think he's not worried about anyone breaking to the flat. But if he
drop and throw it, he's all awkward. Watch, he gets a little bit of pressure. See how he's throwing back,
and it was behind the receiver too. It's not a great throw.
Yeah, I would have said, Jimmy, that's not the read. If you're gonna throw that, you're dropping straight back, throw it on 2 steps. 1, 2, throw. If that's what you're going to do, but to pull out and kind of mini boot, he goes right into the defensive end and throws this awkward pass late over the middle. behind the receiver.
Okay, last play here then, since you know you're on that time. This one, your boy Demontre Hurst gets put on the spot here, and I, I would blame him for making a bad play here. But let me get your take on this. I think pre-snap he kind of knows where he's going to go with this ball, and I think and he pretty much stares at his receiver, but Hurst does not read it at all. Gives him a lot of space. Come on now, there we go,
I remember this play.
and loses inside. And this, I mean, the safety makes a nice play to come down and lays actually a pretty powerful hit on the receiver here. But Hurst, I should have pointed out ahead of time that Hurst is in the slot here at the bottom.
Yeah, I don't know what he's playing off man, I guess, and he just gives him the inside.
And he's kind of looking at his teammates like he isn't quite. Both and Alois Jean's looking into, kind of looking around.
So yeah, I would definitely blame Demontre here, because if you're allowing the inside, you have to press. But we have someone who jumped off sides anyway up
Yeah,
top.
it was a free play here. Flag get thrown right away. So the quarterback here. I don't think this is Bethel Thompson still. I don't remember who it is. He just kind of stares, looks into the middle a little bit, but Hurst should be looking at the quarterback, and I guess he's looking at the underneath guy at first. But right now Hurst is already should be breaking in, but instead he just kind of puts his hands on him and starts to let him go past.
Yeah, he's just made a bad play on it.
Yeah,
He actually peeked in at the quarterback, which caused the bad play. He should have allowed him in, chased him from behind, then turned and looked, because he's just running a simple post.
yeah, that's what stood out to me right away. Is it's like you're in man coverage, and it's not a complicated route.
Watch how he squats. So he's like challenging him to run the friggin' post or slant. He hasn't even moved
Yeah,
yet.
has still not moved yet. There, now he moves.
So Bethel Thompson's looking down the field. He's going to grab. He should be pressing that outside shoulder to run with him so he can rip and bat that ball down. He just not a good play. Not his best play.
Yeah, and he made some good plays earlier, and we pointed him out in that screen pass a little bit too. But he was one of those players like Acho that played with the first team in the first quarter a little bit, and then played into the fourth quarter quite a bit. So they were giving him a lot of time.
Everyone knows my feeling on Demontre Hurst. He's a valuable asset. Special teams, nickel, safety. He's physical. This wasn't his best moment, but you learn from these things.
Absolutely, and we learned a lot going through these plays in this game. This is this is the kind of thing he learned from in the film room with Vic Fangio and Ed Donatel, and this is the kind of thing we're learning not only about him but about the rest of the team. And I think we learned a lot from this first preseason game, and I think going through these plays highlights a lot of the individual performances and gives you a better idea of kind of what they were going through. Because I mean, it's a simplified coverage. This is just man with two deep zone. But I mean, when you look at the individual performances, that's kind of when you can see. I think Adam Hogue tweeted something about that about the preseason, where focus on the individual, not the team.
Well, that anyone who's played football or coached it, especially when it comes to scrimmages, your last point of reference is how did we do? Did we win? The point that you're really trying to say is how did players match up and how did they step up to the competition? There was a lot of good things that come away in this game. It was sloppy, and that's to be expected. So people pushing the panic button after one preseason game is pretty asinine, in my opinion.
Yeah, see here, Bears win. Everything's okay. Bears win on a nice interception on this last play too. I remember. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, it was just a good position, but Bears win. Well, like we said, a lot of young players stood out. A couple guys struggled here and there. Jordan Mills in particular, Brackford a little bit too. But one preseason game, nothing to overreact about. And the training camp practices are wrapping up, and I think preseason game 2 will give us an even better look. I think we'll see the first team offense maybe a little more. First team defense will have another opportunity to try and look a little better than letting the Dolphins drive all the way down. And I think Andrew Luck and the Colts will be another really good test for them because they were looking pretty good in their first preseason game. And when Andrew Luck moves that team down the field, they're tough to stop.
And also, they're going to get a inter squad practice, which is probably more important than even the game, because those same individual matchups, you're going to get them in a controlled setting where competition is at its highest, because both teams are competitive and the coaches are going to get them fired up, and it's going to be great. And I wish we could be there, because it's just only going to make these guys better. And competition breeds success. Guys like Carey, Rogers, I thought played really good, and I tweeted out a whole list of guys that I thought that really stepped up. And I'm interested in seeing. One of the plays we didn't get to see was the one play with Cruz where he caught a screen pass, and I just thought he showed some great vision and elusiveness. So I'm going to be looking at him and Lawrence, especially with the White injury. So, first film review session, film classroom session, however we're going to list this, Lauren.
Yeah, there were a little few bugs to work through. Film was still a little bit spotty, but preseason for us, preseason for them. We're still working out the kinks a little bit, but I think we got some usable, some good stuff. We'll probably have to edit down a little bit. Might have to cut out a play or two. So sorry for those who see the edited version, because we might end up cutting out a few plays because it got a little long. But broke down some good stuff. Drew on some film and analyzed Kadeem Carey's dancing. I think that was probably the highlight.
Highlight, yes.
But yeah, so
And then, tweet us out, send it out there. If you really want to see some other plays when you're watching the Colts Bears game, tweet it out to Cocksport1 or myself at Fulfill O or at DaBearsBeat. And we'll make sure we put them up there and we break it down for you, because I know a lot of people have a lot of players they really like, and we'll try to isolate those plays for you in the coming weeks.
that's a good point. Yeah, we're definitely open to suggestions. If there's something about this you didn't like or something about it you particularly liked, let us know, in the comments on YouTube or tweet us or on our site, anything like that. We're definitely open to feedback, and the more we hear from you, the better. So it was fun to do, Phil. I think
Yep.
educational not only for the people watching, but I think for you and I too. I think it's good to kind of go through it with another person and kind of see what each other is seeing and thinking. And I think this will only get smoother as we go on.
Absolutely. It was a good time. Till next time.